In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 different basic derivative functions. So our fx is our function, c is a constant, and x is a variable. The first case is the derivative of a constant. All of this can be proven using the IROC equation, the instantaneous rate of change equation. And I'll show you an example at the end of the video. So the derivative of a constant is going to be, this is the symbol for the derivative, it's always going to be 0. And again, I'll demonstrate all of this at the end of the video. So the derivative of a constant is going to be 0. For the case of a variable, it's going to be the coefficient of the variable. If it's only x, the coefficient is 1, so it's going to be 1. If it was 2x, it would be 2. So it's just going to be the coefficient. Our third case is a constant and a variable. And I already explained this one. It's going to be the coefficient of the variable. So this is just going to be c. So as I said before, if this was, let's say in this case, 2 times x, this is going to be 1. 3 times 1 is going to be 3. So in this case, that's the constant. Our fourth case is when we have a variable adding or subtracting a constant. So this case is just applying the previous rules together. It's going to be, so in this case, it's going to be, for the x, is going to be 1, because that's a variable. And this is just going to be plus or minus 0, so you can just take that off. So if we had, let's say, 2x plus 5, it would just be the coefficient of the variable. So it would just be 2. Our last case, our last basic function, there's plenty of more derivatives, of course, and it will get more complicated as I make more videos, is when we have our variable squared, and that's just going to be, it's going to be 2x. So the way you solve power functions has a little formula, and is that you will write the coefficient you will write as the coefficient the number to the power of. So in this case it's squared, so you write a 2 here, and then you will subtract that number minus 1. So we had x squared, and that's going to be minus 1. So it will go. It's just going to have x to 1, so that's just x, and that's going to be the variable you write. So if it was, say, x cubed, you would write the coefficient, write the power of, so 3, and subtract 3 minus 1, so it's going to be x squared. But I will get more into that as I make more videos. So those were the 5 basic functions I wanted to talk about, and I'll solve an example. So this is the case in which we had our x plus or minus a constant. In this case, I added a constant here too, so you can see how it's solved using the instantaneous rate of change equation. The first thing we wanted to do was find the fx plus h, because our formula was fx plus h minus fx over h, in which the limit h approaches 0. So our fx plus h was simply adding the x plus h instead of the x. So it will be 10 times x plus h plus 7. So it would just give us 10x plus 10h plus 7 minus 10x minus 7. So over h. This would go with this. This would go with this. We would have 10h over h, which would just be 10. So as you can see, the result we get is the coefficient of the variable. I will do x squared just to prove you how it gives 2x, just to close the video. So x squared, we want to do the same steps. X plus h all squared would be x squared plus 2x times h plus h squared. And that would be plugging it in the formula to I did the same mistake, I'm sorry. X squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus x squared over h. So both x squares will go. We'll have 2xh plus h squared over h, and that will be limit h equals 0. That's what we had. So our answer, would have to factorize it a little bit. This is 2xh, I'm sorry. So the h, we can take one h out. We will have 2x plus h. The h is go. And then we cannot simplify this anymore, so we apply the limit. And this would become 0 because of the limit. Our answer would be 2x. You can do it using that equation, or using the power rule I gave you. So it would be, you write the coefficient of the variable. So we had x squared. We write the coefficient, and then it would be the variable, the power the variable had minus 1. So 2 minus 1, 1, and that would just be 2x. But I'll talk more about that in future videos. And if you found the video helpful, like it and share with your friends.